Hello and welcome to my Magicka Nightblade build for Summerset. So, this is just going to be a quick look over the gear I'm running, CP, and what I've changed since my last one. This is just going to be, the gear and stuff is just going to be shown on my Argonian here. Race, let's start off with race and stuff. So obviously the best race for flat out DPS is Dunmer, but I don't really mind. In terms of race, this character is done just fine without being min-max. We're Vampire on this current build. We're using the Thief this patch. Got Minor Slayer from one of our sets. And we're using normal max health, max Magicka, blue food. So, the gear that we are running this patch. We've still got Zan. It's still the most overpowered single target set there is. But we're now using Sororia. I haven't got perfected yet because I'm lazy. But considering it's up to 600 spell damage for just standing still, and it's 100% uptime if you have the ability to just stand still, it's fantastic. Just get this, it gives you Minor Slayer too. And then our other offset, I still love it, Burning Spell Weave. Another like 500 odd extra spell damage every so often. Fairly good uptimes, and I really like this set. Gear pieces we're using, I have such a mishmash again. I've got infused jerkin, infused legs of Sororia, Divines, gloves and belt or sash, and then Spellweave shoes and Divines. Zans are the same, Divines medium heavy, rest is light, making it 511. Then we got Burning Spellweave necklace and a ring, a Sororia ring. A Burning Spellweave Inferno infused with a fiery glyph enchant, and backbar Maelstrom Inferno with a weapon and spell damage glyph. So, our skills real quick. We've got Crippling Grasp for our dot, Merciless Resolve for Minor Berserk and Spectral Bow. Elemental Weapon is cheaper than Swallow Soul, but I still use Swallow Soul in some things where I actually need the survivability. Impale, I execute. Inner Light, more max Magicka. Fiery Rage for the Destro Staff, passive on the front bar, and it's one hell of an AoE ult. It's flex slot, so Elemental Drain, Accelerate, Harness Magicka, whatever you need can be here. Siphoning attacks, Magicka Sustain. Twisting Path and Blockade of Fire, both ground dot AoEs and stuff like that. Another copy of Inner Light for more max Magicka, and Soul Harvest for our extra damage done buff. We've got all passives from Sigik, all the Nightblade ones, all the ones from Destro, all the ones from Light Armor. And like I've mentioned in previous videos, most important one, medicinal use for longer lasting potions. Which brings me on to the potions you need for this build. I would recommend Essence of Spell Power. You have to be using these unless you... I'm going to actually go into some options if you don't have the gold income to afford using these. Food alternatives. You can use Clockwork Citrus if you're doing anything where you need sustain and extra regen. I know sure as hell I do in trials, because my frame rate is fucking terrible. Or there's the cheaper option, which Mother's Potent Brew. So, the quick option, if you can't afford to be running these spell power pots, is the alternative I worked out, which isn't too bad. You can weave Degeneration instead of Elemental Weapon. It's a DPS loss for sure, but it basically gives you 100% uptime on your major sorcery, and it will still do over 40k DPS on this character, so it might not be the best, but it is cheap and very easy to do. So that's your option there. We're going to have a quick breeze over other sets that you can run. So at the moment the best set I have as my main is Sororia, because of Minor Slayer and it's crazy high uptime on its spell damage, but I've tested so many other sets that are almost as good. So my other set which I really like is Scathing Mage. No Minor Slayer with this one, but it will do almost as well as Sororia. And my other top pick is not War Machine. I don't even know what I have on this couch anymore. Master Architect gives you Major Berserk whenever you use an ult, which is really good on a Magblade, considering you have Soul Harvest at your disposal. If you are forced to be playing ranged, of course you can use Falcon. It's still a very strong single target set from range, and I use it in trials when I need to play ranged all the time. Now, this build has got some pretty high requirements, so getting a Burning Spell with Inferno Staff is a real pain in the ass. It's taken so many people I know a long time. I was really lucky, I've gotten these quite often to be fair, but they're a pain to farm. Oh yeah, last alternative if you don't have access to Burning Spellweave, you can switch out Burning Spellweave for... let me find it. Mother Sorrow. Gives you a fuckload of crit, and is pretty good. I don't prefer it over Burning Spellweave personally, but it's definitely very strong. Get the Inferno Staff of Mother Sorrow, you can go to Cyrodiil and go to the South Gate. There's a area overland gear vendor. I spent 300,000 AP and got this staff. So it took no gold, no effort. But if you don't have any AP, well, it's going to be a hard one to get. This staff is kind of highly sought after, so... sorry about that one. So, if you don't have Spellweave, and you do have Sororia, do Inferno Staff of Mother Sorrow, and whatever combo of jewellery you can, and whatever combo of armour. Right, I think that just about rounds up the gear and stuff and alternatives, so we'll breeze through champion points real fast, and we'll close up. So, we are running 56 in Elfborn, 49 in Elemental Expert, 32 in Spell Erosion, 56 in Master at Arms, and 23 in Staff Expert. It might look like a lot of points in this tree, but it's for the Butcher passive. And this build has got some extremely strong light attacks, so why not have more light attack damage? And 34 in Thaumaturge. Red tree, at the moment I'm based around doing trials that have a lot of magic damage, so flavor these up to whatever you're doing, or balance them out if you're not doing anything particular. Green tree, again, whatever you feel like. Majority in Arcanist and Tenacity, with the rest in whichever you feel you need more sustain for. That kind of rounds up the CP. Skills, alternatives, I think that's everything. We'll have a quick look at a damage report I have recently done. But this is on my Argonian Nightblade here. It's 47.5k. Oh, so 47, yeah. So, that's pretty good. A lot of people can't hit that. On a Dunmer, I can do well over 50k with this build. So, thanks for watching, and hopefully this has been some help for any aspiring Magblades out there.